Welcome back, Bulls fans. We've got big breaking news for you guys today. The Bulls have officially signed the first splash signing of the Bryson Graham era. We have signed one-time All-Star Norman Powell to a 2-year, $45 million deal with a team option in the second year of the contract. But before I get too deep into everything Norman Powell, I want to know, are you guys liking the moves Bryson is making so far? If you are, make sure to hit the like and hype button down below. So, Norman Powell is a 33-year-old, 11th year shooting guard who also plays small forward. He's 6'3" and weighs 215 pounds. Last year, earning his first career All-Star nomination, he averaged 29.6 minutes per game, scored 21.7 points per game on 47% shooting, dished out 2.5 assists, grabbed 3.5 rebounds, had 0.2 blocks, and 1.1 steals per game. Overall, great production from a guy that wasn't even the first option on his team last year. As we all know, Bam was the first option. You can argue he could have even been the third option. There's an argument to be made that Hero could have been the second option over him. I personally think Norm was the second option. He was putting up 15 shots a game, but overall, pretty good on paper. And I mean, who doesn't love being able to sign an all-star to be a vet for your young guys, which, as we all know, we have a lot of young guys this upcoming season. Now, when talking about his strengths, he's a 3-level scorer, able to score very efficiently on all 3 levels. As I said in the stats page, shot 47% from the field, has a career 3-point percentage of 39.6%. So, knockdown 3-point shooter, which I think will be able to blend pretty well with this offense, as we needed more spot up shooting. And I think that's one thing that Norm will bring to this team that we were definitely lacking, is some spot up shooting. Another one is the off ball movement. That's a big thing, as he's able to be effective both with and without the ball. He does have some games where he definitely, despite being a very good off ball player, is definitely a shot chucker, which not the best when you have a ton of young guys you're trying to develop, but overall, very good off ball player, which should hopefully pair well with the fact that most of our young guys are on ball guys. The last two I have are his championship pedigree and just the fact that he's a veteran. He's been in the league for over a decade. He was not just a member, but a key member of the 2019 Raptors championship team. He was the third option coming off the bench, scoring 16 points a game in that championship season, being the third option behind Kawhi and Siakam, of course, but a key contributor to that team. So has that championship pedigree, knows what it takes to win it all, and overall just a veteran who's been around the league for many years. Like I said, been in the league 11 years, been in over a decade, so has more than enough experience to help mentor Modest and Caleb and all the other young guys that we have on this team. Now, as I always say, with strengths come weaknesses, and one I don't think it's the worst, but the cap, 22 mil a year. I do think that having it be a 1-and-1 deal with the team option in the second year, I think definitely makes it a much more team friendly deal. But still, I'm going to tie this into another one before I fully explain why I think the cap is a big thing. And that's the bottom one, the injury prone nature. He has a long history of lower body injuries. And I know it's realistically, it could only be a 1-year deal, but the fact that he has this history, which I'm not saying he has a history of like 20 games a year, but he does have a history of seasons being either altered or ended prematurely due to lower leg injuries. And even if it's just for 1 year, I'm a little weary giving 22 mil to a guy who has an injury prone track record to him. That's why I was kind of hesitant to get on board with the Walker Kessler rumors that we had early in the offseason before we got Claxton. It's just, even if it's just for 1 year, it's hard to give a bunch of the cap we have left to a guy that has the track record. Another one is I don't necessarily think he fits the slap principles that Bryson Graham has laid out. I mean, he's a 6'3" shooting guard, small forward combo. I don't believe he has a very long wingspan. I don't think it's a negative wingspan, but it's not your typical pterodactyl wingspan you have been seeing from guys in Bryson's slat principles. So that's one thing that's like, we're getting all these guys that fit this. Why are we straying away for this guy? And it's just one of those where if you're putting the principle, it makes no sense to make such a splash signing for a guy that doesn't really fit the principle. Another is his assist to turnover ratio. He averaged 2.5 assists to 1.9 turnovers. So a positive assist to turnover ratio nonetheless, which is a good thing, but definitely something where I'd want it to be higher. Like, if he's averaging almost two turnovers a game, I want him to be closer to 3.5 to 4 assists per game. Because I want to know that even if he's getting these turnovers, that he's making up for it by getting much more assists. And the last one I have, which is really my big thing here, is he's going to take a lot of shots away from the young guys that are going to need those shots to develop. And it's hard because I love Norman Powell as a player, but he is prone to being a shot chucker at times. And I just don't want to bring in a veteran shot chucker when those shots can go to Modest and Caleb. Because I know we can't bottom out because of the new tanking rules, which don't even get me started on those. I hate the new tanking rules. But because of the new tanking rules, we can't bottom out like we would have been able to in previous years. But even with that, the priority this season should still be the development of the young guys like Modest, Noah, and Caleb. And I'm just going to get into my thoughts because this kind of ties into it. I just think with how many shots a game he's going to take, because he took 15 to, I think it was 15.7 shots per game last year. That's a lot of shots that we're taking away from all the young guys. And I know I said he's an off-ball guy, but even being an off-ball guy, he's still shot-chucking. And I just think this is the type of move you make as a contender to kind of make that final piece of the puzzle, bolster the depth, kind of contention move, not a rebuilding move. As, like I said, it's hard because he is a vet. He does have a lot of valuable experience in the league, but it's just that notion of taking these shots away from the guys who really need to be taking them to further their development. And I'm just worried that, especially if we keep him for the second year, if we accept the team option, I'm just worried that it's going to stunt the development of the young guys that we have. And I really think, yes, we should be winning games because we don't want to bottom out and screw ourselves out of a good draft pick because of Adam Silver's stupid new tanking rules. But winning shouldn't be the number one priority this season. It should be the development of Modest, Caleb, and Noah. And I just feel like this move is a move to prioritize winning and not the development of the young guys. But that's my thoughts. That's me personally. I know I'm in the minority. I know everyone's loving the Norm signing, but me personally, love Norm as a player, just not a big fan of having him on the Bulls. I think we could have gotten 1 to 2 more vets that could still do the job that Norm is doing without taking so many shots away from the young guys. But I want to know down below. That's my opinion. I want to know yours. Are you happy about the Norm Powell signing? Comment that you love it or you hate it down below. And whichever one you decide, whether you love it or hate it, let me know why you love it or hate it down below. Now, please make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,900 subscribers. We're roughly 40 away. We're trying to build the best possible Bulls community on social media. And personally, we think we're doing a great job so far. You guys are absolutely incredible. You guys are so engaging. You guys are always sharing, always commenting, voicing your opinions, having discussions, and we love having you guys around. As always, thank you for joining me today. And as always, see Red Bulls Nation.